Welcome back to another reaction, this time to The Villainess is Adored by the Prince of the Neighboring Country, episode 3. Can't get any worse, can it? Alright.
アクアスティード殿下よ。殿下は工学のために数年前から諸国を渡り歩いていらしたそうよ。最後に学業をとラピスラズリ王国の学園に転入なされたとか、熱心でいらっしゃるわ。剣の腕も素晴らしいそうよ。
今日も表になってますね、アクアスティード様。
Now, even if I find it a little bit the whole he is like Prince Charming, he's so smart, he's so XYZ. Even though I find it a little bit meh, I understand. I'm the same. Whenever you have like a male main character and there's like a female potential love interest, you probably want someone who's maybe smart or maybe beautiful. At least one good characteristic. So I totally get it. Don't get me wrong. Now I do feel like, and no, it's the same. It's the same problem. Most of all in romance shows where you have like a male character who's more or less like a 6 out of 10, who's able to get like the 9-10 out of 10 girl who's smart, who's cute, who is beautiful, who works as a model or does whatever, is more or less the princess of the school, and he for some reason is the love interest for her. So I understand, I totally get it. A little bit too much glazing though, I feel like. Maybe it's just jealousy. Also possible.
エリオット。
アクアスティード様のファンクラブができてメンバーが日々増えているそうですよ。
他国の王太子が物珍しいのだろう。それより頼んでいた本は？
はい、図書室にあります。何冊かあるので。
では行ってみよう。
勉強熱心なのは結構ですが、たまには他に目を向けられてもよろしいのでは？
他？
何人もの令嬢からお誘いをいただいているのに、すべてお断りになって、たまにはお受けしてもよろしいのでは？
Is this before or after? I'm assuming this is before because they should know he is engaged. So yeah, I'm assuming this is before all of this happened.
読みたい本がたくさんあるんだ。
Oh right, because he did say he always went to the library and then he looked outside the window and he saw her eating cookies or whatever.
マリンフォレストにはない本がいろいろあって興味深い。マリンフォレスト王国の王太子としてふさわしくありたい。
Also naturally a stark contrast to the other prince who's not really doing much in that realm of learning, trying to be the best prince. He's just trying to shirk his responsibility at any chance he can get. So, polar opposites. Which I feel like we don't really have too often in male versions, but again.
それだけだ。他に望むことなど。その 笑顔に胸が音を立てた。
Again, this does not seem to be different than the main story. I could be wrong. But she's not there for too long. So I'm assuming that this also happened before she got her memories back. It's a little bit unclear. Because the whole story changed. She did not get banished or imprisoned or whatever. And the neighboring prince, who is the main love interest of the second game, now interested in her. And he does not seem to be reincarnated like I had thought, or transported.
彼女との出会いは1年前、私を歓迎するために催された夜会だった。
久しぶりだな、アクアスティード王子。また会えて嬉しい。
私もだ、ハルトナイツ王子。留学する1年間、よろしく頼む。
あ、私の婚約者を紹介しよ
お初にお目にかかります、アクアスティード殿下。私はティアラローズ・ラピス・クラメンティールと申します。お会いできたこと、とても光栄に存じます。
丁寧な言葉遣いと柔らかな物言い、完璧な礼儀作法、洗練された立ち居振る舞い、彼女の努力が見て取れる。アクアスティードマリンフォレストです。ティアラローズ城、どうぞよろしくお願いします。彼女は常に凛々しく、何事にも努力を惜しまず、困っている者を見かければ声をかけ、手を貸していた。決して見て見ぬふりなどしない。立派な王太子であろうとしている自分と、ラピスを賜る家の令嬢として凛と振る舞う彼女。常に己を律している姿がどことなく似ていて。でもそんな彼女も甘いお菓子を食べるときは、そのギャップが楽しい。
アクアスティード様。
Again, this seems like outside of the time we got our memory back, meaning this should have been in the main game. Now it may also be that the world doesn't follow the main game story. Maybe the starting point was the same, the characters are the same, and some of the story does follow the one in the game, sure. But it does not mean that the rest need to follow. So maybe that is the point.
何を見てらっしゃるのですか？あれは確かハルトナイツ殿下の婚約者の。
ティアラローズ城だ。毎日のようにあそこでああしているんだ。
へえ、毎日。
毎日見ているうちに興味が湧いてきた。何の本を読んでいるのだろう。何を話しているのだろう。この胸のざわめきは。
楽しそうですね。最近は本を読むためではなく、花をめでるためになってますね。
花か。確かに。彼女を見ていると。
I do like guys open the flowers have you. I do like because he clearly sees that the prince is looking at her. But instead of saying you are watching or looking at the fiance of another man and another princess at that, he's just saying you come here to look at the flowers, which is a nice way to describe this. Keep it somewhat vague, and still make it more or less hits the nail on the head. He's looking at something that he finds beautiful.
安らぐ。雨。
アクアスティード様。
風よ、雲を吹き払え。
アクアスティード様、どうして魔法を？普段めったに使われないのに。
それは本が濡れてしまうから。
Sure. A book.
本当は分かっていた。気づかないふりをしていたが、私は彼女に恋を。だから彼女に何かを与えたかったんだ。
I mean, that is one of those problems where he loves the fiance of another man. Now, in normal circumstances, you could potentially still try to more or less natural way. However, the fiance of another country's or kingdom's prince, that is a whole different story.
ささやかな幸せを、笑顔を。声をかければ。手を伸ばせば届く距離にいる。でもそれはできない。してはいけない。
アクアスティード様、彼女に声をかけてみては？
バカなことを考えるな。彼女はハルトナイツ王子の婚約者だ。
それは分かっていますが。
淡い初恋は叶わぬものと決まっている。私に許されるのはただ彼女の幸せを願うだけ。ティアラローズ城。ティアラ。
So now we have confirmation all this happened before. We got the memory back. Which, again, does not really follow the main story, does it? I don't know. The whole point of the isekai is that this follows the story, the mainline story. Now, whenever she gets her memories back, which is at this point, naturally the story is going to divert, and that is a part of the isekai. Where you know what is going to happen, you are going to change it because you don't want to die or you don't want to be banished. But all of this already happened, so he already loves her quite a lot. He already would want to be with her and take her as a fiance. So what? Why did it not happen in the main game then?
ローズ城。医務室へ。どうしたんだろう。気丈な彼女が突然倒れるなんて。原因はあの女性か。突然転入してきたハルトナイツ王子と仲睦まじい女子生徒。ティアラローズ城を捨て彼女を取るのではないか。そう噂されるほど。それが本当であれば私は。
Which is insane. This whole concept. That everyone is even talking about it. The king is not doing anything. Because no one, I mean, he heard the rumor, so who's that girl? He definitely does not have the pedigree that the other Rose has, with being the daughter of the Prime Minister, part of the Lapis Lazuli family name or title. Someone who grew up very close, learned from a young age to be queen. A lot of points where I would be like, this new girl is most likely not going to fill these shoes.
るのではないか。そう噂されるほど。それが本当であれば、私は。ハルトナイツ王子。
すまないアクアスティード王子。ティアラが迷惑をかけたな。
いや、迷惑など。
And we had a whole group, crowd looking at the situation, seeing him close to a woman, wife being the fiance of another woman is such a bad look.
あとは私が。
彼女のそばにいるのは婚約者の役目だ。初めて愛しい彼女に触れた。この学園生活も明日には卒業という日を迎える。
For some reason I did not know that this. I'm assuming the graduation ceremony is the party as well, right? So it's only a day?
ような浮ついた気分もすべて収まるはず。
Such a
ティアラローズ。
stupid
俺は今ここに
situation here.
あなたとの婚約破棄を告げる。
その瞬間、自分の中で嵐が巻き起こった。もう迷いはない。思いのままに君のそば。
The king was not even asleep.
そこまでですよ。見つめるだけだった花をこの腕の中に。
This whole situation would have been so much more tolerable if the king and prime minister were not here. I mean, mostly the king. The prime minister got hold of. But just remove the king. A lot of the problems disappear. And you can still have this whole, ooh, rose petal stuff. Ooh.
ティアラローズ城。
アクアスティード殿下。
お呼びですか？
ああ、これを父上まで飛ばしてくれ。
かしこまりました。羽ばたき、雲を突き抜けて飛び行け。
This makes me believe that there is only specific magic you can wield. Maybe it's more element based because whatever he used had that golden particle or yellow. Meanwhile, Aquasteeds is blue. Maybe he's not able to do like wind magic or whatever type of magic this is.
手紙にはティアラローズ城を婚約者として必ず一緒にマリンフォレストへ連れて帰ることを書いた。ティアラローズ城がマリンフォレストで不自由なく暮らせるように。
ちょっといい方向に行ったかと思えば、さすがに早いですね。私がうじうじ悩んでいたのがバカみたいです。
そうだな。自分でも驚いている。この胸に生まれた望み、ティアラローズ城を自分の元へ迎え入れたい。やがて 結婚了承の返事が届き、願いは叶った。ティアラが。
はい、急ですが本日お会いしたいと。お通ししても。
もちろんだ。すぐにでも。
いけません。その書類の山を片付けてから。
One of those classic things where the prince or king or whatever has to do a bunch of paperwork and they have to finish it before they can see their loved ones.
彼女に会いたい。早く。
Right,
今
this
更何を。
situation.
ねえ、ハルトナイツ王子。私の大切な婚約者に何をしようとしているの？ハルトナイツ王子。私の大切な婚約者に何をしようとしているの？
大切な婚約者。アクア様。
This feels weird. Is that something normal? Sniffing someone's hair. Where am I landing here? Is smelling someone's hair without them knowing or consent a form of sexual harassment? I don't know.
大丈夫。遅くなってごめんね、ティアラ。
Does not seem to be a normal thing that is widely known. The whole smelling hair, or it's not really smelling hair, is it? Right? It's kissing hair. Is that just, hey, I'm not allowed to kiss you? The kiss on the hair is a significant gesture of affection, comfort, and care, often symbolizing protection and deep love between people in a close relationship. It is a gentle, intimate action that conveys, I'm here for you, often used to show adoration, tenderness, or to reassure a partner. So why not just kiss them? Cultural symbolism, it can represent a sense of pride in having someone by your side, acting as a quite reassuring gesture. Weird hair kissing trope. Otoma Isekai. Interesting. Make their male lead kiss the female's hair is because they want to acknowledge that the fact that they draw hair really nicely now. It's mainly used to show the affection towards the female lead. It shows the female that they hold them in highly romantic regard. I think it's part of courtly love, which was really the only way for aristocratic men to show their love towards a person of their interest without it being a scandal. Maybe. It has a lot of historical and cultural significance in East Asia. Long untied hair in East Asia has a history of being associated with private life and sexuality, because it is the norm for women to have their hair tied up in their day-to-day life, and the only time you would ever get in to touch it is when you get private with each other. In China and Korea, hair used to be considered a part of a precious legacy from your parents, so you're supposed to respect it as a part of your body. If you search up hair kiss meaning in Japanese, there is a bunch of websites that titled something adjacent to the symbolic meaning of kisses. Saying hair kisses are symbolic of considering someone precious to you. Interesting. So it has a special meaning in East
アク
Asia.
ア様
Or more special meaning.
大丈夫。遅くなってごめんね、ティアラ。迎えに来たよ。ハルトナイツ王子、ティアラは私の婚約者だ。
え、こんなにも早く婚約を？正式にか？
I mean, you were there when he asked her. Now, she, I believe, did not say yes at the time. But I mean, from a security standpoint, it is probably the most sensible thing to do. Because you can't really trust this kingdom anymore. Who knows? Maybe they want to get rid of you. So being under the protection of a foreign prince may be a good idea.
ああ、アレクサンダー国王とクラメンティール公爵の承諾をいただき、そして私の両親にも知らせた。だから気安く触らないでくれ。
すまなかった。そうとは知らず。
分かっていただけるのであれば、今回は見逃します。大丈夫？
はい。突然来てしまい申し訳ありません。
私から会いに行こうと思ってたんだ。会いに来てくれて嬉しい。行こうか。
はい。
Come on, man. You made a mistake. Live with it. Be happy with whoever stupid girl you have now. Which I assume we are going to meet next.
アクア様、先ほどは。
ダメ。私はティアラの婚約者なんだから。守るのは当然だろ。
婚約者。自分から受け入れると言ったのに、いざ本人から言われるとすごく恥ずかしい。心臓が。
ティアラ、私を選んでくれてありがとう。
それは私のセリフです。こちらこそありがとうございます。先ほどまでの怖さが嘘のよう。安心する。キャー、いちごいっぱいのホールケーキ。
Hmm.
おしゃれなティーセット。素敵なバラ園ね。アクア様とアフタヌーンティー。素敵すぎる。
ティアラはケーキも好きだよね。
はい。イチゴはアクア様の国マリンフォレストの特産ですよね。イチゴは甘酸っぱくて可愛くていろいろなスイーツに使えますよね。私食べるのも作るのも大好きなんです。
I totally forgot she likes baking. I was like, oh yeah. She likes a lot of sweets, a nice gesture to prepare a bunch of sweets, which he probably did specifically for her. And I totally forgot she bakes herself. She loves baking.
ケーキにクッキーにプリンに。
Strawberry cookies? Cake, understand.
キーにプリン。
Puddings are okay. Maybe there's decoration that much. I can see it maybe as like a jam on cookies.
あ、申し訳ありません。私ったら前世の記憶を思い出してから新しいイチゴのスイーツを作りたいと思っていたから。
これは私の国から取り寄せたイチゴなんだ。ティアラに喜んでもらえて嬉しい。どうぞ。
いただきます。おいしい。
よかった、気に入ってもらえて。
改めまして、アクアスティード様の側近をしておりますエリオットです。貴族ではないので加盟はありませんが、長くアクアスティード様にお仕えしております。
よろしくお願いいたします、エリオット。私はフィリーネ・サンフィスとティアラローズ様がお小さい頃から仕えさせていただき、1年前から正式に次女としてお仕えしております。フィリーネは私と一緒に育ってきました。姉の
I'm just wondering, did he need to tell them that he was not of noble birth? They probably should have known as soon as he was not saying his last name. Meaning that the maid is noble, at least from birth. On the other hand, why not clarify?
のような存在でいつもそばにいて支えてくれました。これからもですよ。マリンフォレストへも喜んでまいります。私、ティアラローズ様にお仕えするのが楽しくてしょうがないのです。フィリーネ、ずっとお仕えさせていただきます。これからもどうぞよろしくお願いしますね。ありがとう。
いい次女だな。
はい。
How did the night guy got his job as aide? I mean, saying, "Hey, I'm not a noble," is fine and all. How did you become his aide? I feel like that you need to distinguish yourself, or you need to have the connections, or maybe luck. But I feel like that is not as easy as they made it out to be. One of the benefits to have someone from a noble house as your mate is that they have a family you can go to if something goes wrong. They have a name attached. So there's a lot of reputation on the line. Meanwhile, our bodyguard for the prince, if he doesn't really have a last name, he may not even have like a family they know of. So there's not really much leverage they have against him, which makes it a little bit more dangerous. That is why there was or had to be something that was for the prince enough to make him his bodyguard.
幸せ。暇。退屈すぎる。アルトナイツ様も会いに来てくれないし。どうしてティアラ様ばっかり。私だってアクア様が大好きなのに。私が広い。
But you were just talking about the other prince. You can't have both. Don't be greedy. Come on.
様が大好きなのに。私がヒロインなのに。あ、そう
But you're not the heroine of the second game.
いいこと思いついちゃった。
Whatever it is not a good idea. It is not a good idea. It just is not.
ありがとうございます。お菓子も紅茶もとても美味しかったです。
それはよかった。ティアラ、
You didn't get any. Okay. Sweets and tea were delicious. We have the whole little tray still left. We have like the cookies, the tea set. The only thing that is missing is the cake. So the assumption is she ate the whole cake without touching any of the other sweets.
ありがとうございます。お菓子も紅茶もとても美味しかったです。
それはよかった。ティアラ、こちらへ。
はい。
4人で話すのもいいけど、ティアラと2人で話す時間をもらってもいい？
近いです、アクア様。
婚約を受け入れてくれてありがとう。でもこんな上辺だけのものではなく、もう一度直接言わせてほしい。
I don't really know how acceptable it is to kiss before the marriage.
アクア様。
強引に進めてしまった自覚はあるからね。ティアラ・ローズ・ラピス・クラメンティール城、私の妃となっていただけませんか？
はい、よろしくお願いいたします。アクアスティード・マリンフォレスト殿下。
ティアラ、
アクア様。
ごめんね、嬉しくて。ティアラ、愛してる。
好きな人に抱きしめられながらなんて、まるで夢のようなファーストキス。
ティアラ、
アクア様。
ティアラが可愛すぎて止まらなかった。ごめんね。
ダメ、恥ずかしくて死にそう。でも嬉しい。
And now, whatever the heroine wanted to do, going to happen, right? Maybe she's sneaking out. Oh, the holy magic. Because she's a heroine, she has holy magic, I believe it was. Whatever it is, in most of these stories, they have some kind of world-saving ability.
なんだこの光は。
何が起きている？
We saw Aquasteed using magic. Question is magic allowed? I mean, Aquasteed, he can probably do what he wants. It may have some political effects, but most of the time, unless he's going to hurt someone, he is probably fine using magic, even if it's forbidden. I don't know about the heroine, though. If she is allowed to use magic, or magic generally is allowed in the castle. I would personally not. just because it's too dangerous and you never know when someone is trying to mess with stuff.
アクアスティード様。
ティアラローズ様。
これは魔法の光。
これはまさかヒロインが持っている聖なる祈り。聖なる祈りはこの世界でたった一人だけ使うことのできる稀有な魔法。絶対的な浄化の力を持つその光は国全体を包み込み、災いを跳ねのけ、平和を
Its light, with its power of absolute purification, envelops the entire country.
包み込み、災いを跳ねの
And she is just using it willy-nilly.
け、平和をもたらす。使えるのはラピスラズリの指輪のヒロインだけ。失念していた。あかり様は使っていなかったから使えないものとばかり。でもなぜ今になって。
収まったようだな。
見てまいります。しばしここでお待ちください。
頼む。エリオットは優秀な側近だ。すぐに原因を突き止めてくれるだろう。
ティアラローズ様、ご心配なさらずに殿下と一緒にお待ちください。聖なる祈りの力はどこの国も欲しがるもの。ラピスラズリ王国はもちろん、マリンフォレスト王国だって喉から手が出るほど欲しいはず。もしアクア様がヒロインの力を欲したら。
大丈夫。何があろうとティアラは私が守るから。大丈夫。
Any ending scene? I mean, in contrast to the other ones, this was not too bad. Still, I feel like the first episode drags this one down. With the whole king, doesn't really make sense. Now that Akari is... He's trying everything to get Aqua on his side. Sure. Or Aqua Steed. Which is weird. Why? Are you not happy with one prince? Why do you need two? Oh, you love them all, so you want all of them. It's a little bit greedy. I really dislike the first episode, so disregarding this is not even aimed at me at all. Not a big fan.